Big Red, Clint Frazier, another outfielder. He's the former fifth overall pick of the 2013 draft, who was acquired in a deadline deal with the Cleveland Indians. Now, I was blown away that the Yankees were able to flip Andrew Miller for Frazier straight up, never mind getting a few other solid pieces in return as well, most notably Justice Sheffield. I mean, Frazier is that big of a name, and he has that big of a game. He's still just 22 and has already shown he has big league power with a good command of the strike zone. The upside for this kid is a 300 hitter with 30 plus home runs, 15 plus steals, all the things we talked about with Christian Yelich in the outfielder episode we did this week. That uh, you know that Ralph says I'm dreaming on that being Yelich's ceiling. This is potentially Frazier's floor. The kid, maybe I'm overselling it a little being a Yankee fan, but I really believe, this is one of those guys, the sky's the limit for him. He hasn't had problems at any level he's been at to this point. He only got 30 games at AAA last season, but he's looking every bit like a prime candidate to come up this year and relatively soon. So, you're probably not going to be able to afford this guy as far as like trying to trade for him. It's either you own him or you don't. So we're looking more like a redraft situation. Is this guy worth taking? I don't know if it's worth taking this year, but I'm very, very intrigued. And he's a fun kid. He's an easy kid to root for as well.
Yeah.
So you tell me, what am I wrong with when I start getting googly-eyed about Clint Frazier?
I think your floor was a little. I mean, was it a floor? You said 30 homers, 15 steals, or something like that. I mean, I thought that was a little high, but
it was a feeling.
The thing with Frazier is, I mean, he's got all the tools, as you said. He's got a good hit tool. He needs to cut down on the strikeouts. So I mean, he had some serious swing and miss issues during his brief time in AAA. With the rail splitters, I believe it is, right? And that didn't show great. And he started to sort of wear down in the second half this season. He had a very good first half when he was with Akron, which was the Double A affiliate for the Cleveland Indians. It came over in the Miller trade. I think his hype is sort of up there because he's a very marketable, potential, New York personality. He's got the big red hair. He's like, ripped up. He's almost like if a Greek god was Irish, he's like a Celtic folk hero or something, But the kid's got skills. I mean, he has, 55 to 60 grade hit tool, 55 to 60 grade power, probably about 55 grade speed. I don't think he's a 60 grade guy. But he could potentially offer, I see more like 15, 20 upside, and then potentially the power could grow. And I think once he hits his prime power years, he's probably not going to run as much. He's going to develop more into a middle of the order bat. But he has to fix his contact issues. He's the king of bat speed. I mean, this guy has the quickest bat you've ever seen. Got a little bit of a hitch in his swing too. I think if he can fix that, it's a small tweak. I think this is a guy that potentially you could unlock, like you said, an absolute all-world player sort of ability. But I don't think the floor is 30 home runs. I think the floor is like, an 18 to 20 homer guy with some speed. That's like, a good 2-hitter or a 6-hitter in your lineup. If, he hits the ceiling, this is a middle of the order, perennial all-star kind of player. He's got ability. Was a first-round pick a few years ago, was out of that same Georgia high school class that produced Austin Meadows, actually.
I don't know if the flickering. Yeah, you mentioned that when we covered Austin Meadows, and very interesting, side note. But I don't know if the flickering lights are, making you feel a certain way or distorting your perception of reality. You said he's not a 30 home run guy, more of an 18 to 20, yet a perennial all-star.
I said it's ceiling versus floor. I think there's a wider range of outcomes.
I'm only teasing you, but is an 18 to 20 home run guy a perennial all-star? I don't know.
No, no, I'm saying that's what his floor is. He wouldn't be a perennial all-star. If he's a perennial all-star, then he's not that 2 or that 6 hitter. He's more of that middle of the order bat because he develops that 30 home run pop. He could do it. He needs to hit he hits too many ground balls. He needs to hit a lot more fly balls. And he needs to fix that hitch in the swing. He's got to stop striking out as much as he does. But I think it's tweaks there. The package is there. The tools are there. It's no different than Yohan Moncada. Yohan Moncada has the tools to be a 30 home run hitter, but is he going to be a 30 home run hitter right away? Probably not. It's going to be the same thing with Frazier. I think he can develop into that. So I think, his floor years are going to be more like, between 15 and 20 homers, and he'll probably be a little bit higher on the speed side. I think once he develops 30 home run pop, he's not going to run. I just don't think he's going to run anymore.
You keep alluding to once he develops 30 home run power, so you admit he has it.
Oh yeah, he absolutely has the ability to hit 30. I mean, it's there. It's not like Yelich. Yelich, I don't think is a 30 home run guy, but I think that Frazier obviously has 30 home run ability. I mean, look at him. He's a beast. He's got bat speed to like I don't know. He could kill so many different things with his bat speed. Just name an animal, he could probably kill it.
You called him a big red-headed Irish superhero, so I would imagine
pretty much
he could. I hate to push the phrase he was young for the level.
He was.
Because sometimes I feel like that number is a little skewed, but he has been very young at every level. So I love the potential with Frazier, and I'm just super elated, excited that he's a New York Yankee. So
I had him 6th in my midseason top 100 prospects, so I obviously love the guy.